Hello everybody, it's me, Nikki, and today I am here because it's a new month. And that means I've finished some books and I'm going to read some books. So, I finished the book readathon that my friend did. If I can find it here somewhere. There it is, Pentathlon Reading Challenge. I finished that by the skin of my teeth. I finished it, what's today, the 30th? I finished it last night. And I'll tell you why. But first, the books I read. Okay, so first of all, I reread, but I don't really remember it. Anne of Green Gables. Still very good. I read The Book of Lost Tales 1, and this is the one that caused me to fall behind because I thought it was just going to be Lost Tales from Middle-earth, not actual Lost Tales that J.R.R. Tolkien had written, which was fine, but then his son, Christopher Tolkien put in like not additions, like commentary and stuff. And sometimes that was interesting, and sometimes I didn't really care. So this one got me really stuck, but I did finish it. And unfortunately, or fortunately, I have two more, I think, of these to get through. So that wasn't as fun as I thought it was going to be. I also read She-Wolves, The Women Who Ruled England Before Elizabeth. This one also stuck me a little bit because it starts with Matilda, who I just read about in a book the month before, and then the second one is Eleanor of Aquitaine, and I know a lot about Eleanor of Aquitaine. And she was also in the book I'd read a month before. But then the next two were Isabella, who I didn't know that much, and Margaret, who I also didn't know that much about. But it was still interesting. I liked it. Then I read Wonder Woman Warbringer. And this is fantastic and amazing, and I suggest you pick it up right away. I guess it's technically part of a series. They have a Batman, a Superman, and a Catwoman, but I don't really care about those other three, so I didn't get those books, and I just read Wonder Woman. Love it. I hope they do a continuation of this because I want to know. And then, this is the book I basically read. I tried to read this and Anne of Green Gables at the same time, but I can't really read like that. I know some people can, but I can't. And it's Map of the Sky. It was like 40-something chapters, and it's 591 pages, excuse me. But once I started reading this, I sped through it. It is so fucking good. It's about H.G. Wells, and I mean, no spoilers, because it basically tells you right here. He writes War of the Worlds, and it comes true. The Martians come, and it's so good, and you gotta read it. You gotta read this one, and the first one, and I have the third one that I'm gonna read, which is about the Invisible Man coming true, apparently, because the first one was Map of Time, and it was time travel was real, basically, and oh, it's so good. It is so good. If I would recommend any authors to read, Emily Dickinson, obviously, but I would suggest Felix J. Palma and Ichiro Oda, who does One Piece, because both of them are amazing, and they put stuff, like, in the first couple pages that that happen, that come back at the end, and it's important at the end, or it's important 400 chapters later in One Piece's case. But it's so good. It's so good. I can't wait to read the third one, which unfortunately, as you can see, I have a pile of books right there, is not in my list for July. But I think I'm going to try to put it in there in August, because I gotta know. I gotta know! So that is what I read. The only problem is I have to find places for them in my house. I have a lot of books and not a lot of space. Okay. Next, we have the readathons I'm going to do in July. And the first one is... it's a Dungeons and Dragons readathon. And I play Dungeons and Dragons, and I play as a Dragonborn, so that's what we are going to be reading from. The first one is read a book that involves a dragon, and I picked Dragons of Autumn Twilight set in Dragonlance, which is kind of like D&D, I think. And then Margaret Weiss and Tracy Hickman wrote books set there, I think. Do not quote me. But yeah, dragons are involved in this. Next one is read a book that was recommended by a parent, guardian, or mentor. And I'm reading, wrong way, Crocodile on the Sandbank, which is the first Amelia Peabody mystery. My mom recommended it to me. I think I talked about this in the hall. That she has most of the books, and we just couldn't find this one, so we bought it from Thrift Books. And she says it's really good, and since I'm into historical mysteries, ding ding. And then buddy read a book, and I'm going to buddy read Good Omens with my mom, actually, because we watched the first episode, and we can't wait to watch the rest. And I have read this before. You can't really tell that I broke the binding, but I had read it. But I've forgotten everything. And if we're going to watch a thing, I'd like to know. So that is that done. And as always, I will make sure to link in the description below. Next is books and munches. I think I did... What did I do? I think I did a Moody May. But I think I only did one or two books. This month is Sci-Fi July. And even though I have a lot of fantasy, I do have a lot of sci-fi. I have 3 books, but I don't know if I will get to all of them. So let's see what I've picked. This is On Basilisk Station about Honor Harrington, I think. Oh, bookmark. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, Honor Harrington. It's the first one in the series. Next, I have Cordelia's Honor, which is... Ooh, another bookmark. This, they'll disappear into the books. It's sort of like... I think it came out after The Warrior's Apprentice, but it's a prequel, so we're reading it first. Oh, it says here, it's comprised of 2 parts. Together, they form the continuous story of Cordelius Costigan, and then through her son Miles, which is Warrior's Apprentice about, which is also on my bookshelf to read. And finally, excuse me, Star Wars Vision of the Future, which is the sequel to the Hand of Thrawn. Or it's part of the Hand of Thrawn series. I can't remember. So yeah, that'll be fun, I think. That right there is Mara Jade, who is Luke's wife in the book series eventually. And then they have a son and she leaves or something. I didn't really get that far into the book series, but I do have a bunch of them. And finally, we have the Newts are here. Yay! And since I'm doing History of Magic, oh no, I'm not doing History of Magic. Apologize. I want to be a journalist or a writer, and my Newts are to get an E in History of Magic, which is to read a book that includes a map. Ugh. And I'm going to read a new book I picked up, Throne of the Crescent Moon, and the map is right there. So that'll be interesting. Oh, ball. I also picked this one because it's pretty thin compared to the other books I have that have maps in them. And I'd like to actually read all 9 of these that I have. Next, I need a A in Muggle Studies, which is cover that includes an actual photo element, person, item, place, etc. And I've picked Eleanor of Aquitaine. That is supposed to be her. I know I just said I know a lot about Eleanor of Aquitaine, but I love Eleanor of Aquitaine. She was a badass bitch for her time, and she basically was like, yeah, Aquitaine is mine and you can take it off with my cold dead hands. And then her son lost it. So, you know, great work there, King John. And then finally, it is an A in one or more subject of your picking. And I went back to History of Magic, which is to read a fantasy, and I've picked Mort, the first in the Death series of Discworld by Terry Pratchett. Not only does it go well with Good Omens, I really want to read it. So, and none of the other A's really, I don't like. One is listen to an audiobook, or if it has a green cover. I don't like audiobooks, and I don't have anything with a green cover, I don't think. Some of them are like a book that ends on an even page number. I have a lot of books I haven't read, and quite frankly, I don't have the time to go through and see what has an even or odd page number, unless it's in my hands. So those are the 9 books I am hopefully reading for July. I do. My mom's birthday is this month, but I don't think I have a lot else sort of like blocking my blocking my way of reading. I am also trying to play some video games, but I can do that during the day when I'm not working. Yeah, I think that's everything. Let's see, what was I gonna say? Oh, I've got another video I want to post about tags, and I saw another one I want to try to do, so maybe I'll try to get those up later this month. But yeah, that's everything. Okay, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!